Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. So, third day in Ouarzazate. And where am I going? I'm going to the synagogue. Yeah, you heard right. I am going to the Jewish synagogue. Go and have a look. See what's happening, what's down there. Now, a lot of you won't know, but Morocco has got a rich history of Muslims and Jews coexisting in peace. Jews thriving in Morocco. And whatever you feel about the current situation, you know, in Palestine, the G side, and so on, what we got to remember is that this strong relationship between Muslims and Jews in Morocco precedes the state of Israel. So it's something that existed long before 1948. So what we can't do is we can't judge a people based on the actions of an entity that exists today that calls itself the Jewish state. Long before 1948, in so many places, whether it be Morocco, whether it be Al-Andalus, whether it be the Ottoman Empire, throughout the Arab world, Muslims and Jews lived together in harmony, in peace, trading with each other. In fact, they escaped, the Jewish people escaped persecution in Europe and went to Muslim lands. Even from Spain. Remember the reconquistadors who pushed the Muslims out of Spain after the Muslims were in Spain for like, Muslims and Jews were there for like 800 years. So the reconquistadors, they also expelled the Jews. The same thing that happened to the Muslims in Spain happened to the Jews. You either convert or leave, emigrate, leave the land where your great grandfathers were born. So where did they go? So firstly, in the Muslim state they were coexisting in peace with Muslims, and then the Spanish reconquistadors from the north came down and pushed the Muslims out gradually, bit by bit. So when I say the Muslims pushed the Muslim rulers out, the Muslim control, and the Jews had to go with. So many of them, like other Spaniard Muslims, like the Spaniard Muslims of the time, who were very rooted in Spain, many of them went to, many of them along with Spaniard Jews, fled to what is Morocco today. And they were given, you know, a safe home. They were allowed to get on with what they're good at, whether it's business, trading, jewelry making, etc. And even before this, before the Jewish presence in Spain, there were Jews living here as far down as Ouarzazate. This is in fact, many Jews were welcomed to Morocco when the Crusaders, the Christian reconquistadors, forced them out of Spain, the Iberian Peninsula. Apart from that lot that fled from Spain and settled in Morocco, even preceding that, there were Jews who lived in as far south as Ouarzazate, in the center of the business activities and, you know, thriving. Because in Islam, Jews and Christians, they have a special, as minorities, they have a special status. They're called people of the book. So, people of books that were revealed by God, like the Quran. But as Muslims, we believe that the Bible and the Torah, the books that the Jews used, we believe that it was corrupted. and changed by man. And we believe that the Quran came and the Quran sort of cleared out all the corruptions or the additions and so on. But still, we believe that there is some truth in these books, and we almost, you could say, lovingly refer to Christians and Jews as people of the book, people that we have some similarity with. So no surprise, everyone got on well, everyone thrived together, got rich together, built beautiful palaces, architecture, irrigation systems together. So all this, remember, precedes the genocide that's happening in Gaza today. And it precedes 1948, when the state was established, the Jewish, so-called Jewish state. Now, are there Jews still in Ouarzazate? Jews who lived here for hundreds of years, if not thousands. There are almost no Jews left behind. There are Jews in Morocco still, but almost no Jews in Ouarzazate. Where did the Jews go? The Jews from Ouarzazate. And why did they leave? They left when the so-called State of Israel was formed as a homeland for the Jewish people. Britain had obviously colonized Palestine at the time. There were these Palestinians in there, but Britain decided to promise Palestine to the Jews, related to the World War and the Holocaust that happened. So this was the reasoning behind creating the Jewish state. Now the Moroccan Jews, they were living happily. They didn't have any problems. You could sort of understand victims of the Holocaust, survivors of the Holocaust, just needing to go somewhere. And so if the Jews from Poland, the Jews from Germany, the Jews from other European countries, whether it be France, felt the need to escape Europe after centuries of persecution. Remember, not just World War. World War and the Holocaust was like the peak of it, the culmination of centuries of persecution against the Jews. So if those people felt the need to escape Europe and go somewhere, those traumatized victims of the World War, of the Nazis, you can totally understand. You can, well, not totally understand, because at the end of the day, if you're going to a country with people in it, you know, I mean, you're not supposed to displace the people in there because of trauma you are facing, but okay, traumatized people. We don't know how we're going to react if we were in a similar situation surviving the Holocaust. So many Jews went from Europe to what is Palestine and made it the state of Israel on the land of the Palestinians. But again, what about the Moroccans? Moroccan Jews from Ouarzazate and so on, they were not affected by World War II. There were no Nazis in Morocco. Let me just I don't want you to miss this footage. I don't know what this is. Yeah, some sort of, I don't know if this is a Casbah or something. I don't know. Let's see, we'll see if there's any boards there. But yeah, going back to the topic, and you can look at this and I'll let you know if I find a board. So, why did the Jews of Morocco leave? Okay, granted, you know, all three religions have a link with Palestine, whether it be Islam, Christianity, Judaism. So perhaps some people would have had an affinity with Palestine, with Jerusalem. This is where the Torah stories were. So perhaps some people would have left when this so-called Jewish state was formed on the land of Palestine. So some Moroccan Jews would have left because of that, their affinity to Palestine. Still, remember, I'm a Muslim. I can't just rock up in Saudi Arabia and say I'm a Muslim. Give me citizenship in Saudi Arabia. Not doable. And rightfully so, because there are citizens of Saudi Arabia, people who are citizens, who are people of the land, and I can't go in there and displace them just because I'm a Muslim. But anyway, moving on. What about other Moroccan Jews who didn't move because of this link between Judaism, being Jewish, and the land of Palestine? Well, there were loads of plots, conspiracies. You know about false flag operations today? You know, like some people believe 9/11 was a false flag operation. I don't have an opinion on it, but you've heard this word, false flag operations. And undeniably, whether 9/11 was a false flag operation in this day and age or not, but even if that wasn't, there are lots of false flag operations. False flag operations are operations, attacks, terrorist attacks, or intimidation, spreading rumors that another group of people is going to start to massacre you, to get a response, to then be able to respond to that. So we know with the Americans that they tend to, and a lot of Western countries, often for economic, often for economic reasons, they do false flag operations. They know they want the oil of some country or some other natural resource, and it's not only Muslim countries, African countries as well. They want the resources, so what do? They make a false terrorist attack somewhere, and then that justifies them sending troops or arming some local criminal militia to perhaps overthrow the regime of the time and to impose their will so then they can get the business contracts. Okay, but Palestine doesn't have oil. Gaza recently was discovered that they have natural gas, perhaps one of the reasons for the G-side and trying to push the Gazans out, Palestinians in Gaza out, perhaps. But what about back then, when the state of Israel was formed? Why did the Moroccan Jews leave Morocco, where they were living in harmony, thriving? Well, false flag operations in Morocco and in other places. Rumors spread that you are not safe anymore in Morocco among the Muslims. The Muslims are going to massacre you. The Muslims are going to do this, do that. False flag operations, conspiracies that made the Jews fear for their lives, and many departed. This is so beautiful, by the way. Look at this. I didn't expect to see this. So many departed Morocco, many departed Egypt, many departed other Arab countries because of these campaigns from Zionist elements to scare Jews who lived among Muslims, to scare them into leaving and going to Israel, and then to increase the Jewish demographic of Palestine, or what they called Israel. So, the result of this is today, Ouarzazate, like I went to Beit Ben Hadou, that traditional village that was used in so many movies. And the tour guide told me there's no Jews anymore. He showed me the synagogue, but there's no Jews anymore. So that's how they left. And then obviously, if you financially not doing that well in your country, so in this case, it would have been in Morocco of the time, and then someone comes along to you and says, look, if you move to this land, we're going to give you subsidies, we're going to give you land, you can build a house here, or we can give you an apartment. Naturally, some people are going to choose to move for that reason. It's human nature. Again, I don't know what I would have done if I was in their place. If I was a poor Jewish person, and I imagine there were some, even though there's this correlation between Jewish people and wealth, I can imagine there would have been poor Jewish people as well. So imagine as someone in poverty, and you're given this carrot to say, come here, we're going to do this for you, and we're going to do that for you, and we're going to give you a better life, and things are just going to be like automatic. I mean, you know what? With the economic crisis in the UK, how many people have fled? How many British people are now expats in the Middle East, for example, going for economic opportunities. So a lot of people, but obviously with the Middle East, with the Gulf, they're going by invitation. Now with Palestine, there were Palestinian people there who, funny enough, not funny, but in keeping with the good relations between Muslims and Jews, many Palestinians in the beginning accepted Jews into Palestine, and they said, natural human response. These people are being oppressed. They, went through a Holocaust. They were put into gas chambers and all that, and they're just looking for a home. So even Palestinians at the beginning welcomed them, but obviously the ships continued to come. Dozens, hundreds of ships. And then the Palestinians were like, hey, what's happening here? And then the rest is history. The British divided the country, actually, gave Palestine to more of the land of Palestine to the Jewish people, even though they were still a minority. And then from 1948 to now, other waves of whether it's Moroccan Jews, or Jews from other parts of the world, they just kept on immigrating to Palestine. So this looks all very traditional here. But my GPS doesn't say I reached Synagogue yet. Assalamu alaikum. So there's hardly any Moroccan, from what I've heard, hardly any Jews in Ouarzazate left, not because they were persecuted, not because of riots or anything, but just because the State of Israel was formed and there were conspiracies to scare Jewish people into leaving because, the Muslim monster lived with you for centuries, who gave you even safe home when Europe was oppressing you. Europe looked at you as, something even evil. So suddenly suddenly the conspiracies and the rumors spread and people left. So no Jews in Ouarzazate, or almost no Jews. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this is what the tour guides have told me. But I know there are still Jews in other parts of Morocco, and still they are treated so well, even with all the politics. So yeah, so that's the story about how Jews were emptied from Morocco. But still, if you happen to be at the airport when a flight from the so-called State of Israel lands, whether it be in Casablanca, Marrakesh, Marrakesh, Casablanca, I've seen it very often. Even Fez, I've seen it. You'll see how, Jewish people, openly Jewish, the Israelis, with the Israeli citizenship, come and visit and feel comfortable, not being harmed. You can imagine, even though there's this politics, like so-called, they call it the Arab-Israeli conflict because of, Palestine being taken over and the Palestinians being made a second-class citizens in their own land, the land that they're native to. Even though, and Morocco is considered an Arab country, it's really mixed Amazigh Arab identity. Amazigh is Berber, as in the tribes people, but Berber is a derogatory word, so we'd rather use the word Amazigh. Assalamu alaikum. So I'm lost again. Something happens often when I don't have Google Maps. But the last time, when the maps were working like sporadically, the last time it said 7 minutes. Assalamu alaikum. Abbas. So I think I'm near, like within 7 minutes walk off it. Now what I did today, different from the last 2 days, is I did what, I'm not sure if you call them this, but Ouarzazates do. Stay indoors when the sun is very hot and come out around like 6 p.m.-ish after what the Muslims call the Asr prayer, which is when the sun starts to come down, sundown. So it's still sunny, but not as hot. If you come to Ouarzazate, either make sure you go everywhere in an air conditioning car, private taxi or something, or if you're not using private taxis, then then don't go out when the sun is really hot. Or also don't be like me, bring a cap, casket as the Moroccans say, bring sunscreen as well, just be prepared. Assalamu alaikum. So you see, you hear me salaming many people, but I still don't get them in the camera. As I said in other videos, like people in Ouarzazate, Ouarzazate is not saturated by tourism, so they still uncomfortable with the camera. It's not like Marrakesh. Marrakesh people are more comfortable with the camera, so just respect people, respect their wishes. Look at these shops here, leather, rugs, bags. So I believe this is the Casbah. Honestly, look at this old sort of door. Okay, this could be used in a movie, Look at this, all this old stuff. Look at that, look at that. Looks like stuff that should be in a museum. And that looks like a pig. So some sort of idols. I wonder if it's from the pre-Islamic times. This region of Morocco resisted Islam for a long time. You know, because Islam was brought here by the Arabs, but the local people are Amazigh. The original inhabitants are Amazigh, or as some people call Berbers. But remember, this Berber is considered derogatory. It's a European word. It's like got connotations with being a barbarian, Berber. Barbary pirates also, like as if they were barbarians. So the correct word is Amazigh. So yeah, the people are Amazigh here. And Assalamu alaikum, Abbas. Hey. Assalamu alaikum. Fin Synagogue last ديال اليهود اليمين. واقع شكرا. So yeah, they resisted Islam for a long time. There was a female warrior as well. I forget her name now. I'll try to put it on her name on the video. That she was like a real braveheart fighting the Arabs who came and conquered Morocco. So always difficult to cross the road. So let's see. Also the brain says cross the road the other way because we come from the British Empire. So the brain says look the other way. Assalamu alaikum. Synagogue? Nishan. Shukran. Oh, look at the old buildings up there, like ruins. I wonder if there's some of it is earthquake damage. I believe 2022 that they had a big earthquake here. A lot of people died, not in Ouarzazate, but in other places of Morocco. People died. Alaikum. In the synagogue, Nishan?
Quoi?
Synagogue. Place for Yahoud.
Oh, je ne sais pas.
Yeah?
No, je ne sais pas.
It's Leon. So looking for the synagogue, I think I found it. think I found it. السلام عليكم. بس هلو هلو السلام عليكم. السلام عليكم. بس كيف؟ Synagogue. Yeah.
Me in keep it this place.
In this place.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome. You like it to visit?
I want to visit, but how much is it? Because
This is a project of my family. You can to give donations of this is place because not the place to give the money of this is museum.
yeah. You are Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you in
In
TripAdvisor or something.
Yeah. Welcome, my friend.
Uh,
Me also not for money. I like it. This is historic because this is historic. Is for all only living here for together, Jewish, Muslim, Berber, and also is happy.
yeah.
And also my family changed this is place for museum, and also for to come in the people for to listen. This is a history of Jewish Berbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you Muslim. أنا مسلم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. We're reading the Quran in front of the synagogue. Alhamdulillah. Because
for money, not problem for me.
Okay.
I like it to come here for to visit her
Safi,
because this place is nice.
yeah, it's dark there. I changed my glasses.
Yeah.
Billahi. Hold.
Yeah.
You are Muslim,
I am Muslim.
but what family origin?
Yeah,
Before it's Jewish.
It's a Berber Jewish. Yeah.
Berber Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay.
لا أرشي صور فيك سياجي صورة جي
Okay. I follow you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Bismillah. So we're going into the synagogue. It's this natural thing for me to say Bismillah in the name of Allah. But it's only one God anyway. So, yeah. So as Muhammad said, Muhammad's family is the origin is they have origins in Berber Jewish, and they own this synagogue. So they made it into a museum. So and they preserve a lot of. Look at the Jewish, like religious. I'm not sure what you call that candle holder. Okay.
I want to come.
And this is so look at this. Okay, no, this star.
Yeah, this.
What is this?
This is the Hanukkah of Hanukkah.
For Hanukkah.
Yeah. For
Okay.
also for Shabbat for Saturday, last Friday and last Saturday. This is the day of Jewish for to prayer.
Yeah.
For prayer. Yeah.
So this is for the Sabbath.
Yeah, exactly.
Sabbath,
It's
like
put
how
it- yeah.
Muslims have the Friday, Jummah.
Yeah,
Christians have Sunday. The Jews have Sabbath is Saturday, is their holy day.
exactly.
And this is for the
and
Hanukkah.
also
and this.
for Shabbat, it's putting
Shabbat.
the Jewish the candles here.
For the candles. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Look how much of old things there is in here. Instruments and pottery. Bismillah.
And this place, this is the room for prayer. This is the room for. Now is museum.
Now it's museum.
Yeah.
Before,
This is the room. Is for prayer. Is 9 tefillah. The room tefillah is here.
Room Tefillah.
Yeah. And this is door of man. And I have the other door here is for women.
Okay.
Because in prayer for Jewish, it's separate, not mixed.
So the prayer for Jewish man and woman
Exactly.
is separate place.
Exactly.
It's like the Muslim.
Exactly.
Also,
Yeah.
man and woman in a separate place.
Bonjour, ça va?
Okay.
Ah.
Hello.
Faut venir jusqu'ici. Hein.
This is the big rabbi of this is region.
Of
Is
this
not-
region.
Yeah, is the Baba Sali Abu Hsira.
Okay.
Because also the Jewish come in here
Yeah.
for pilgrimage because the
Pilgrimage.
yeah, exactly. Because I have the big community is the Jewish Berbers.
Yeah,
Before.
before.
living here, yeah.
Yeah.
And also that I have the Jewish living here, not for the CCT,
Yeah.
it's for Casablanca, Marrakesh,
Yeah.
Fas,
Yeah. I meet Jewish before,
Yeah.
but not. I know in Ouarzazate now there's no Jewish.
Yeah, to
Okay.
in moving for
And
Israel.
this is a rabbi.
Is the big rabbi.
He's in Morocco or
in Morocco.
He live in Morocco.
No,
No.
He's die.
He died,
He's
but
died
before
with-
he was in Morocco.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So look the coexistence. You got the old king's photo there next to the big.
And here
Jewish
this is
rabbi.
the directions. This is the directions for prayer.
Okay.
And this is the Torah in the books of Jewish.
You want to come? See, I have time. Can وقت موجود فهمتني؟ سير. So this is the place of the prayer. So this is like the main prayer room of the Jews. I sent him to this French couple. So because he's probably going to make more money from them than from me. So I'm not in a hurry. So just thinking about him, I said go, and I'll wait. So I'm waiting here in this Jewish prayer room. Imagine for how many, I don't know how old it is. I'll ask him how old, how many hundreds of years Jewish people have been praying here in Ouarzazate, collecting all these artifacts. So as I said earlier in my video, as I was walking towards here, people were prospering here. It wasn't like Europe where, you had all this persecution. Obviously everywhere from time to time there's some issues between religious groups, but it wasn't something like, continuously overwhelming. It wasn't like what it is in Europe. And what culminated to the Holocaust in Europe. In the Muslim lands, whether it be Morocco, whether it be the Ottoman Empire, whether it be Bosnia, the Muslims and Jews lived together. And the Jews were a minority always, but the Muslims didn't use their numbers to oppress them. So this is a different from the situation in Europe. This is where we came from earlier, I think. Yeah. So like this sort of thing is new. I used to sell that in my eBay store some years ago. These little mirrors here, so these are new. So some stuff is old and it's mixed with new. I think you just make it a bit more dramatic and colorful. This thing looks old. And these are the Jewish books, the old Jewish books. So as Muslims, we respect the Jewish people, and I'm just curious looking at the books, but with absolute respect for the books. It's so cool down here. Again, the architecture. Look at the ceiling, look at the roof. Cool, really cool. So even in the heat, oppressive heat outside, you're in here and you're just really, it contrasts the atmosphere, the temperature and your contrast from the outside. It's so cool. And outside is like stinging hot. So that's a horn, isn't it? So the horn is important to the Jews, I believe. So the Christians ring the bell in the church. I think the Jews blow the horn, and while the Muslims, we do the adhan, the call to prayer. You hear people who are not Muslim, when they hear it, they say it's like singing, but that's the adhan, the call to prayer. It's not really a song, you know. Some Hebrew writing there. So that guy Muhammad, as you know, he said the origin is in Jewish Berber ancestry, but he's Muslim. His name is Muhammad. So this is the thing, you know. If we talk about the Jewish connection to Palestine, you can't help it. You know, when you're in a place where there were Jews before, who now don't really exist in the city because of the formation of the entity called the State of Israel. So people from here moved. You can't help it, but always talk about Palestine, think about it. So I just heard the guy coming back. I'll continue in a moment. So yeah, as I was saying, Muhammad here, this tour guide, his origin is in Jewish Berber, Jewish Berber. Remember, Berber is Amazigh. Berber is the wrong word, but okay, Jewish Berber, Jewish Amazigh ancestry. That's where his family were from, but he's Muslim today, and his name is Muhammad even. So when you talk about Palestine, and the people, like Jewish people naturally say about their affinity to Palestine, and Israeli or Zionists say that Palestine is theirs, and they call it Israel because it's in the Bible and in their holy books and so on. But how many of the Palestinians of today, really their ancestry was like this guy Muhammad, like the tour guide? Their ancestry was Jewish, and they became Muslim, and they continued to live in the land. So, this is something to think about. When you think about who owns the land, you can't say it's based on religion. Because then, if you talk about land, ownership of land based on your religion, then imagine people from Pakistan, people from Indonesia can say they own Saudi Arabia. You okay?
It's not possible.
Yeah. I see you make more money with them. So
It's
okay. Yeah. So this is the prayer room you were saying, and what you want to show me?
Come.
Yeah.
This is the direction for prayer.
Oh, this is the direction.
Yeah, the direction.
So this is towards Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Al-Quds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is to the object. Is the very old object. The Torah.
The Torah. Okay,
Yeah,
this Torah
Torah,
scripture.
exactly.
Yeah. How old the Torah? Then
Is
maybe
minimum is 200 years. Yeah.
200 years.
Yeah. And
Okay.
this is the
So this is
mezuzah.
200-year-old Torah minimum.
Yeah.
And this-
Minimum. Yeah.
yeah.
You got to look.
Okay. Oh, look. Imagine you're touching a part of history. Look at that. It's a good, strong material, eh?
Yeah.
Not like paper of today. And this you were saying?
This is the mezuzah.
Okay.
Mezuzah to the Jewish putting this is for door,
Okay.
for top portation. And this is to the house, Jewish,
Yeah.
putting this. And coming
They
for
put
house,
it at the door, the front door.
doors, yeah. And
Okay.
coming for house, you can touch this and kiss.
Okay.
Also for to out, you can touch.
When they leave the house, they touch
Yeah.
and kiss as well.
For the protection, for
Okay.
yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
And this is the hand of Fatima
Yeah.
for a Muslim.
This, like Muslims believe also, like for they say good luck. Like,
Yeah,
isn't
good
it?
luck,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the flag of Berbers. It's freedoms. The freedoms. And I have the other hand. This is the hand for Jewish.
Oh,
It's
hand for-
different,
It's
yeah.
different from the hand for Muslim.
okay.
Okay, look, so Muslims, some Muslims have that hand as well, and the Jews also have it. Okay, so where did it start? So Muslims, we used to pray in the beginning of Islam. It was towards Al-Quds, Jerusalem.
Exactly.
Also, Muslims used to pray towards, so in this direction. And then in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they changed it to Makkah. Yeah,
exactly.
but the origin, we were same as Jews. Muslims and Jews used to,
Jewish.
used to pray towards Jerusalem. So you see, Jerusalem is important for Muslims, for Jews, for Christians. It's for all the religions, the monotheistic religions. So where are we going now?
Now we're going for school.
School.
School Jewish.
Jewish school, okay. Like madrasa for Muslims,
Yeah.
or Sunday school for Christian. This is the school for Jewish.
Yeshiva.
Yeshiva, yeah.
Exactly.
You hear of this in
Is yeshiva.
Palestine, yeah.
Come in.
Okay.
This is the door for school. It's
Door for
look
school.
in, please. 1 minute here.
Yeah.
To the door, I have the objective.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's the door.
Yeah.
There's the thing that the brother said earlier.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there's that there. And then we'll go up, yeah. And so cool, like the architecture makes it so cool. The weather, it's hot outside, but inside is cool. Like bird, sure.
This is the school. You can to look in this is picture, please. This is the last rabbi here. His name Moshe Idri.
Okay,
Is
okay, the last rabbi who was here
yeah. For this
teaching in the school.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Also, this is picture is
There's him there.
the child, the student here.
The students, look at the students.
Yeah. It's
Jewish students,
yeah.
like
And this is the Jewish Berbers. It's different.
Berber, yeah.
Because I have the Jewish Ashkenazi and Jewish Berbers and Jewish Sephardim.
So this is different from even Sephardim.
Exactly.
So Sephardim is from Spain. Sephardic Jews are from Spain.
Exactly.
Ashkenazi from Europe.
Europe.
This is Berber Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different, yeah.
And the Jewish Berbers in the live here after Islam, before Islam.
Before Islam, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
exactly. So so the Jewish Berbers were here before.
After coming the Muslim and the Jewish Sephardim from Spain.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is okay. So you don't mind if
Yeah,
we're
no
on this?
problem.
Yeah. So as the brother said, I was walking down earlier and I was talking about the history, and I said that when Spain was conquered by the Christians and the Muslims and Jews were forced out, that's when a lot of Sephardic Jews came to Morocco and settled here to have peace. But these are not Sephardic Jews. So these are Berber Jews that were in Morocco even before Islam came to Morocco.
Exactly.
Yeah. So these are proper Moroccan. It's Moroccan, Maghrebi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the alphabet Jewish,
Okay.
and is Hebrew. And
Hebrew.
also the Jewish Berbers here, I have the language is Shluchim.
Shluhim.
Ah.
That's the language.
Yeah.
Shluhim.
It's
It's similar to Shluh?
yeah.
Karib.
Yeah. Karib.
Okay. Shluhim. That's the language. See, learning so much.
And this is the order. This is the room for Torah.
Torah.
Student Torah here.
Oh, look at
Ah.
the star.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The blue.
And this is colors blues of Jewish Sephardim, because La Queen's Espanol not like the Jewish,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
also Muslim, and moving for Morocco, for Algeria, Tunisia, Libya. And
Yeah.
for Morocco, I have two cities is blues city,
Chefchaouen. Yeah.
and the Sawira. This is the very very old city
Chefchaouen,
of Jewish for Jewish Sephardim.
Oh, so Sephardic Jew were in Chefchaouen and Sawira.
Sawira
And
is
this
the
the-
Jewish
Yeah.
from Portugal's.
Sawira is Jewish from Portugal.
Yeah,
okay.
because Portugal's before is the last of commerce or Europeans.
Yes.
Yeah, in La Queen's not like it the Jewish
Yeah.
and moving for Essaouira,
To
because
Essaouira.
Essaouira also is the city for commerce, for business.
Yes. So they moved to Sawira from
Yeah.
Spain. So yeah, so this place is for Berber or Amazigh Jewish,
Yeah.
but Sawira was Sephardic from Portugal,
Yeah.
Chef Shawan from Spain,
Yeah.
the Jews from Spain. So the
And also I have the Jewish is Ashkenazi from Morocco.
Ashkenazi from Morocco also.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
for Tanj, Nadur, Titouan, yeah.
So you have all the types of Jews
Yeah.
in Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before not squatters Jewish.
Okay.
And coming the Jewish Sephardim.
Yeah.
And to the old city Moroccan, I have this small quarter is named Malah.
Malah, yeah.
Malah, this is for community Jewish Sephardim.
Jewish, yeah.
Before is Jewish and Muslim, Berbers Muslim and Berber Jewish living for together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
In this is quarters, so for to protection. This is community because la reina, la queen Espanol.
Yeah.
And give them mal and give not good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming from Morocco and give this is quarters for
protection.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah. So the Berber Jews used to be with the Muslims. You didn't have separate quarter.
Yeah.
But then the Jews who came from Portugal, Spain, when they came, then they made like a square community. That's the Mela. And it was for the good, for protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for protection.
And also for to give this is place for living good because is the Jewish is the commercials and the artisanal. I have the what's this the experience of commerce.
Yeah, Jewish people with the commerce, with the jewelry, art, making things.
Yeah.
So then they have a space of their own.
Yeah.
They can run their business, and the Muslims go and buy from there and everything.
Nice.
Understand? Yeah. Okay, you're learning so much, even about the blue color. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay, good.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I like it. So this was Torah. You said Torah room. That was where the children were learning, and we saw the photos. Now we go down very carefully.
Please.
Yeah. Muhammad is here every day. He's an expert. He knows the stairs very well.
This is the house of Rabbi.
Oh, okay.
This is the
Okay, I didn't know
apartment.
we came
Yeah.
into another place. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought it was the same. So the rabbi used to live here.
Yeah.
Looks small space. You say in the past they used to just live in a small
Yeah,
space.
man.
Yeah, everyone, yeah. House was small. Now we want big house. We want
exactly.
big thing. But look, if he was a rabbi.
And also, and the writing is this small. You can to entry for this is a synagogue is big.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Look, so we're in a rabbi's house.
Yeah.
So it's like the equivalent of the imam's house by the
exactly.
mosque or the
And
muaddin.
this is the room for sleep in a rabbi.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
sleep. This one was what, like living room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can to look in this is door.
Yeah.
And the rabbi paint this is door. And the writing has the three alphabet. This is the alphabet Hebrew, Amazigh, Arabic, Star of David, Hand of David, in symbol for Amazigh. This is for living for peace and also for friend.
Oh, okay.
In the three colors here is the three colors for country Amazigh. Yellow is the big Sahara. Green is the mountains and oases. Blue is the sky.
Blue is for the sky. Okay. Green is mountain, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is mountains and oases.
Okay. So you can imagine people coming here for getting advice from the rabbi, sitting there, maybe having some Moroccan tea. Okay.
And to this is the very old door of the Casbah. This one, and this one, and the other one.
Okay. This is the old door of the Casbah. So you all preserved it, you keep it
Yeah.
here because you made this a museum. Okay. So yeah, if you're tall, be careful when you come here. With your head, I'm not tall, so I'm okay.
This is the upstairs.
Upstairs.
I mean, This is place. This is the small quarters Jewish.
Okay.
Is there, and the other one here is the quarters Arabic. In the Berbers.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so that's like more Muslims were there. And now there's many people living in this.
And this is
Yeah, this part. Not too many.
Not too many. It's 20 family.
Okay. No electricity or
What?
no? Kain daw electricity?
Yeah.
Kain?
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
not like
yeah.
it's Ben Hadoud. No electricity.
Not water here.
No water. Oh, okay, no water.
Walk south towards Rue Al Muwahideen.
I have the place for the waters.
Yeah, from the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
The well.
It's here.
Okay. Look at the view. This year, was it damaged with the earthquake?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was right. I guess that it was damaged with the earthquake. Look how beautiful the land. Even this, it looked like in a movie, Kingdom of Heaven. There was a movie, in cinema, Kingdom of Heaven.
Yeah.
It looked like this.
No, not here.
Not here.
Was it different?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the big river. Yeah. Because the water coming from Atlas.
Yeah.
Going. This is lake. You can't do this is blues. Yeah. Mountains.
Yeah.
Look in the mountains.
Yeah.
I have the colors blues. This is the lake.
Is the water there?
Yeah.
There's water.
In the lake, the big lake.
Oh, okay.
And after mountains, I have the reservoir for waters.
Oh,
and
nice.
give the waters for the Valley de Dara because this is direction is the Valley de Dara.
Okay. Maybe in the aeroplane I see the water from the top. Maybe it's that. Maybe. Rubbama.
Yeah.
Okay. And tourists go to the water or no?
Yeah.
They go.
Yeah, you have your car.
No, taxi. I use taxi.
Yeah, the taxi no.
Not going there. Yeah, but if you have car, you can go.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, maybe another time.
Inshallah.
You live nearby?
Me?
Yeah. Your house?
No.
No.
For the new quarters.
Oh, and then you.
Before my family, I have the house here.
So your family own the house,
Yeah.
but you come in the day and.
Exactly.
Okay. No, very nice. Thank you.
Good?
Yeah. No,
what's
very
your
good
name?
tour. Fadil.
Welcome.
Muhammad.
See.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
turn it around. Here's Muhammad, and if you're missing me,
Yeah.
here is Fadil at the top of the synagogue.
Welcome for my city, Ouarzazate. Inshallah, next time to come in Fadl for my house, inshallah.
Inshallah. And when you come here, you know you're going to meet a familiar face,
Yeah.
and he'll show you around, and you negotiate something with him to show you and guide you. And you saw how informative the tour was. It was really good.
Thank you.
So he knows what he's doing. So I really recommend, even you Muslim, Christian, Jew, anyone, come to this place. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe. Don't forget.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, guys. So that was a brilliant tour of that Jewish synagogue. I'm so happy I did it. It wasn't on my bucket list. My bucket list for Ouarzazate was simply going to the square, just a normal everyday market, going to Eitz Ben Hadoud, the traditional village, on the hill there, where many movies were shot, and then going to Atlas Studios. This was my bucket list. But today I thought, let me just relax. The hotel room is so cool, the air conditioning is just right. So I was actually planning on doing nothing, just waking up and getting some tajin. But then I decided, no man, you're in Morocco, use every day. So there's my buddy here, drinking some water. See, people say Muslims don't like dogs. They're putting water out there. It's not true. We like all animals. Just some restrictions around keeping some animals in the house and some cleanliness issues. But anyway, I was gonna do nothing, and then I thought, okay, you know what? No, don't waste it. Find something to do. And I thought, okay, let's go to the synagogue. It's not Saturday, it's not the Sabbath, but I thought, let's go to the synagogue. And you heard all that. I learned so much from that. And I got a deeper understanding now of like, you know, Morocco's, let's say, special relationship with the Jews. Because, I mean, like, I didn't know. He explained to me, okay, firstly, these were Jewish Berbers who were in Ouarzazate and in this region. They were here from even before Islam. I knew that. Because Islam is like 1400 and some years, you know, since the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, came, as he's the last and final prophet, so he's the most recent prophet. But so Islam as we know it today, you know, came long after the Jews were here in Morocco. So they were here, but then I didn't know so much. Like, okay, I knew some came from Spain and Portugal down here, but then he, you know, like told me, gave me that information that in Essaouira, I've been to Essaouira before, we'll go again and do some vlogging there as well. So that's where the Portuguese Jews settled. This is when the Christian reconquistadors were conquering Spain and Portugal, the southern Spain and Portugal that was like under the Muslim rule for like up to 800 years or so. So when the Christians reconquered this land, then, you know, the Jews had to leave by force. It was either you convert to Christianity or you leave. And eventually, even those who converted to Christianity, Muslims and Jews, there were new laws made later on that even those who converted were still forced to leave. There's another lesson in that. You know, I wasn't in their position, so I'm not going to say that was the right thing to do to convert, but it just goes to show you converted under pressure, but 80 years later they still forced you out. They still didn't trust you. They thought, nah, you're not a real Christian. So anyway, so the Jews from Portugal then went to Essaouira, and that city they settled in there, and then the Jews from Spain settled in Chefchaouen. Chefchaouen is a very colorful city, blue city, and I also didn't know that the color blue, okay, the color blue, now I'm making the link, okay, the flag of Israel with the blue. So the blue is like, you know, like an important color in Judaism. But I didn't know that Chefchaouen was blue because of that. And Essaouira as well got a lot of blue because of that, because of the link to the Jews. So I learned so much about that. And I can appreciate even more this strong relation between, you know, Morocco and Jewish people. And so they should be. You know, I mean, there's Jewish people here, whether they're the Sephardic, Sephardic are from Spain and Portugal. And then this is the Amazigh. Okay, I should have had this camera angle for longer, so you can see that. So Sephardic Jew from Spain and Portugal, and then the Ashkenazi from Europe. So he told me, oh, yeah, well, all these communities live here. I didn't know about the Ashkenazi one. I knew about the Sephardic because they escaped the Crusaders. And then I knew about the Berber ones, but I didn't know about that there were also Ashkenazi living here. So like almost every strain of Jewish was here. So you can understand Morocco's, you know, close relation, you know, with Judaism, with the Jews, how they welcome them, and so they should be welcomed. If anything happens, I would say if things become too hot, even in Palestine, why not people, Israelis of Moroccan origin, why not come to why not come back to Morocco? I think there is a facility for them to get Moroccan citizenship. I know about tourism, even from Israel, they get, or Palestine, they occupied Palestine, they are welcomed here, treated well, no like threats to their safety and well-being and so on. But I say even for living, things get too hot there, and your origin was in Morocco, why not? You know, why not? This will be a safe haven. So yeah, so while I respect all that, there are other things that we can't agree with. As I was saying when I walked down here, when we talk about the Jews, and we talk in a way maybe people now think it's a bit insensitive because of what's happening in Gaza. But no, I don't see that as a Jewish onslaught on Palestinians. Of course, a lot is done in the name of Judaism, but like Islam, Judaism has been hijacked. So, they've been hijacked the name of Judaism and so on. So I think what's happening there with the G-side, what's happening with the occupation, even since 1948, since Palestine was taken over from its native people, it shouldn't make us have like a certain idea or attitude towards Judaism as a religion and to Jewish people. I believe, and I'm not a sheikh, so maybe someone can correct me. The prophets, one of the prophets, Prophet Muhammad, his wife, was Jewish. I'm not sure if she remained Jewish or if she embraced Islam, but she was certainly Jewish ethnicity, or from a Jewish background. So predating 1948, the situation was completely different. Obviously, like today, people are upset that certain things do happen. Not long ago, there was a military exercise here, American-led military exercise in Morocco. This is like a matter of weeks ago, I think weeks or a month or something like this. And the IDF, unfortunately, were also participating in that military exercise. It was a multi-country military exercise. But the
Your
IDF,
destination is on the right.
sorry, that's my GPS. The IDF was participating on Moroccan soil during the G-side. So they were here. So a lot of people are not happy with that. And I think I can see why. It's because, again, even as as Moroccans, they understand this close relation they have with Jewish people, and then how Jews and Muslims live together and so on. But they differentiate, Moroccan people, the ordinary Moroccan differentiates Jewish people, the Jewish religion, with the political, the entity, the State of Israel. So while being welcoming, a lot of people not happy that there was IDF during a G-side, training, on Moroccan soil. So I can see it from their side as well. You can have a close relation with Jewish people. You can respect that historic connection, that bond, that harmony that was between Muslims and Jews, whether it be in the Balkans, whether it be in Turkey, whether it be here in Morocco. But you can have that and differentiate from Israel as a state now, what was happening in Gaza and so on. This is something different. Two ways. We shouldn't let the history of the Muslim land and the harmony the Muslims and the Jews had in the Muslim lands. We shouldn't let that history make us give Israel a pass. No way. So even if even with this rich history of Jewish Berbers and all that, still that is a different issue from giving Israel today a pass. And then in the same light, when you see something like this, if there are people on the other side who are saying what happens with Israel means we should have a different attitude towards all Jews, that's totally incorrect as well. Look at Norman Finkelstein, Jewish heritage. So many others. Dave Smith, Jewish heritage, but speaking for Palestine. So it shows not everyone's the same. Muslims don't like to be painted with the same brush. I think Jewish people shouldn't be painted with the same brush as well. But no way should our relation or our historical connection with the Jewish community make us feel like we have to give Israel a pass today. And that should be with anyone, with any group, not just Israel, with any oppressive country or anything like that. So the gendarme stopped near me. So I think they're just monitoring because I got the camera. But they stopped and they just looked at me So okay, I'll stop filming now.